What up, y'all? Howdy doody. It is early in the morning, 7:25 a.m., 3/18, March 18th, 2026. I thought my freaking clock on my computer for a second said 2006. I was like, dude, what up with that? Like, what's going on there? So I just want to share. I just want to share something that I thought of yesterday. Somewhere along the way, I don't know when I was thinking about this, but somewhere along the way, I thought about it, and um, I don't know. I can't remember any more than that. But I was thinking, we got all these crazy religions in the world with crazy thoughts and stuff, and uh, uh, a decent percent of the practitioners of a lot of the religions are fairly harmless in a lot of senses, but enough of a lot of the major religions and some religions and some sects of the religions are crazy and crazy enough to be uh, genuinely disturbing and worrying. I think that this right here, what I just said, is an undeniable fact. And a Christian can't just be like, I know what you're talking about, brother. Those Muslims are a threat to humanity. You can be like, really? So you're just gonna like just skip entirely over your Christian brothers. That's, you're just like jumping right over those. Sure. All right. Whatever. You're not even gonna mention Jews. You ain't mentioning the Hindus, the Jains, nothing. Nothing. Nothing about nothing. Alright, whatever. I'm sure there's I'm sure there's somewhere a fairly comprehensive list. So anyways, I was just thinking when I tried to look on the internet for it and I just couldn't find it, I was thinking if we could create, because I was just like, could we get like all the first, this is where I started it out with. Um, I was thinking like these religions are crazy and blah blah blah. You know, making fun of the religions is like uncouth and it's a faux pas, and they hate you criticizing religion and all that stuff. So like, how about this? What if what if a religion popped up and everyone in that religion walked around in full costumes of DC and Marvel characters. Comic characters. You know, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Spider-Man, and all the X-Men characters. Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, and all the other guys. And they walked around in that shit all day long, every day, 24/7, 365, everywhere. They went outside, went to work, went to play. They went to for lack of a better word, they would call it something else, but they went to church. Some of them even slept in it, you know. They raised their kids in the church of Marvel and DC, the church of comic. And of course, they went to Comic Con. Um, and you know, because Marvel and DC are so beloved, it quickly ballooned to a religion of like 20 million followers. It's like the fastest growing thing all over. And, you know, an anime religion started. Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. And they were like, let's not splinter. Let's join together. You know? The amalgamated, the universal church of fantasy or something like that. And then it grew bigger. And then there's 200 million worldwide. And like all the religions were like Christianity and Judaism and Islam were like, these are a bunch of crazies. But these are a bunch of crazies. Like Mormonism, Scientologists, like everybody's tithing to these religions. And like, they're not religions. They can't be, you know, in the USA, the courts and shit. They're like, it's not a religion. And they were like, they got together with their lobbying arm and like, oh yeah, we're a religion. We have this and this and this and this. All the qualifiers of religion. And they're like, we need to be recognized as a religion. We need tax-free status, motherfucker. Now, what the hell? What the motherfuck do you Christians, Jews, and Muslims, how are you going to react to that shit? What are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do to some shit like that? Huh? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I got that question for you. Huh? What are you going to do? Huh? I just want to know. So then from there, I went from that hypothetical to, I was like, you know what? You know what? I got a much better idea. What if we created a religion or society, whatever you want to think of it as, a religion of Star Trek? Because that's way better. Um, because Star Trek people are much more organized. They're much more logical. And they have a much better philosophy. A They have a much better philosophy than Star Wars nerds. I'll tell you that much. Philosophy of understanding, compassion, and logical scientific endeavors and pursuits and all that stuff. And if all the Star Trek nerds get together and start congregating, we will move. We will all start congregating in some place, somewhere, but organized and go somewhere. I don't know if it's in the United States. I don't know if we'll all agree. Be like, yeah, we're going to go to this state. We're going to move there. We're going to organize. And we're going to start doing all this shit. And we're going to move forward and stuff. It probably is not going to be in the United States because the United States is getting more fucked up. So we'll be like, we're going to go to this place and this place where we can legitimately start our own country and be like, start a Eureka. You remember the series Eureka? Start our own fucking kind of country and be like, try to go move as fast as we can and get the fuck off this planet. Like that's our end game. Like leave Earth and be like, peace, y'all. Start our own planet that is our own society that is off Earth, so we can just like wave goodbye to all of this and be like, yeah, you guys are too primitive for us, so we're going somewhere else. And all the millions or whatever Star Trek nerds will do it because, you know, we have a goal. And we have goal, we have focus, desire, and maybe be nerds and stuff. But by and large, we tend to be, I gotta say, I tend to be smarter than the average bear. Some of you may not want to acknowledge that, but yeah, tend to be at least average level, average and above. You just gotta be. It's like a requisite. And yeah. So, what does every Star Trek individual think about something like that? If it already exists, you know, I'd like to know. A semi closed society somewhere on Earth. but I still like the idea of messing with every Earth's religion by doing that whole um, comic slash manga slash fantasy thing that there would be some people that would be doing it to troll. It'd be the troll section, the half committed, and the totally fully on board section. And oh man, it would be beautiful. It would just be so beautiful to see the reactions of Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Not to mention all the Hindus, because I don't know, there's more than like 1 billion Hindus. And to watch the world's reaction as that religion, for lack of a better word, skyrockets in numbers from like 1 to, I seriously believe, like 200 million in like 5 years. Because seriously, I seriously think that thing be would grow faster than anything else in the history of humanity. I really do. I think it would. I think it would. It might even go beyond 200 million in 5 years. It might get to like 500 million. It might surpass Christianity, because Christians have like a like, people say they're Christian, like, of like 750, something like that, million people worldwide. In 10 years, it might be able to have more people than Christians, because it would be able to eat away at Christians. Not so much Muslims, because I think Muslims are more devoted than Christians. Christianity has been kind of like in recent years. I don't think Christians are nearly as devoted as Muslims. People are just kind of like, they get a form like, "What religion are you?" And people are just like, "I guess I'm Christian." Same with Jewish people, especially in America. In non-Israel places, people are Christians, and Jewish people are just like, "Yeah, I guess I'm Christian. I guess I'm Jewish." But I think Islam is like, people are much more devoted to Islam than, I don't know about Hinduism. I can't speak for Hinduism. Hinduism might be, people are really devoted to it, and it might be like Christianity. People are just like in India, and they're like, "I guess I'm a Hindu." Like, my mom and dad are Hindu, my grandparents. It's like, sure. It could be like that. It could be like, I am, I worship this God. I worship the other one. Like, the other one is better. Hinduism is a polytheistic one. So for Westerners that are like, damn, what is this Hinduism I hear? Hinduism is a polytheistic religion, meaning there is not just one God. There are many gods in Hinduism. Look it up and see what it's about. There are, I think, different shrines, and like there are different shrines and temples and stuff in cities in India where you can go and pray and maybe leave gifts to the god or something. I really don't know how Hinduism works. I don't really get how polytheistic religions work, because the Western polytheistic religions died out a while ago. But yeah, Christianity would call that they would call you a heathen. Like, you're a heathen. You're like, yes, I am. I am in your eyes. However, in my eyes, you are the heathen. And you will. You need to repent. You need to understand the way. And they would understand the way. You would be a convert. You know why? You will see why. You will understand why. Soon enough. All of us have to practice and perfect our evil laugh. If you're going to be a part of this comic religion, you have to practice your evil laugh. It's a part of being in church. You have to work on it. You have to scare the normies. It's a part of being in Sunday school. You have to work on it. Now scare the little children. Scare the normie children, people. Make sure when you go to school you can scare the other children. Okay, anyways. Tax rich people, kneecap rich people. Boo.